We're gonna see if this works or not. Am I live? Is it working? My internet's doing something kind of weird, so I'm trying to figure out if we're going to be able to work or not. Like, my internet's working on my main computer, but oddly enough, the laptop that Windows 10 jacked up isn't connecting to the internet now. So, I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, hi everybody, this is... Yes, I am live. Sort of, Sid. I just hit it. I just hit the button on it. But yeah, yeah. So this is episode 12. This is the debug and chunk understanding episode. Because, a couple reasons. I have gone into my debug, and I've turned on grid, I've turned on active chunks. Polluted chunks is one that I'm considering having on today. I'm not quite sure yet, because I'm going to tweak it a bunch. Because having my active chunks and my polluted chunks kind of tells me what's going on. But at the same time, it kind of doesn't, because it's like I have chunks live way out here for some reason. And like one chunk way out that I haven't even discovered yet that is supposedly active, which is kind of funky, you know? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. This is going to be a funky episode today. Basically what happened was my frames per second was crap, right? And I had like 511 chunks active at any given time. And I was like, well, that's kind of horrible. And so now I'm trying to fix that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if I can fix that. So I've got the... let me say it. Well, I hit F5. So I've got the grid going. That's what you can see here. This is the grid. And then I've got, if you look at my mini map, or my map, we got the active chunks live, and we have the polluted chunks live. Which means I can turn off the polluted thing. That way I can just get the clear picture here. F4. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do this episode is, this is the optimization episode. The last couple streams have been a little laggy in general, which is making it kind of difficult to play and to enjoy, from my side at least. I don't know how enjoyable or not it is from your guys' side with the lag, but on my side it's kind of rough, you know. And something kind of interesting I'm noticing, if you have water at all and you're near it, it's an active chunk. Always. So like if you look at the mini map here, all of the water tiles that I can like reach on my mini map here, all of the active tiles that I'm within reach of are live all the time. Didn't know that, and that's kind of annoying because when you've got a crap load of chunks active, yeah, see, as soon as I step away from the water, those chunks plummet again. See, we're back down to 400. So if I run over to the water, 420, 430, 440, 445. So I get an extra 30 chunks active just for being within range of water. And since I'm doing kind of an optimization episode, that's important. Those things matter with what I'm doing. But it's fun though, because I haven't spent, whoop, not that one. That one. I haven't spent a ton of time working with like the chunks and all of the bits like that, but it's something that I have looked at before, and now I'm like trying to take it into a greater account. The other thing to keep in mind is that the number of, let me rip this up here, the number of chunks that are live directly affect my ability to like control, like my pollution affects my active chunks, my all the other bits. Oh, and now my other robots are gonna come steal the rest of this. Whatever. But yeah, basically, like, if I have a ton of pollution going out there, it keeps chunks active because of the pollution. And so I'm ripping up the outer perimeters and giving myself a tree wall to try to maintain and control the pollution levels. Alright, you guys are doing that. And watch as my UPS drops. Also, something to note. Every time you have... Oh, and you can't really tell from the... Hang on. Let me turn off pollution. Let's turn that one off. So, couple things to keep in mind when you're dealing with your active chunks. If there are fluids in a chunk, that chunk is active. If you have a roboport in a chunk, that chunk is active. If you have, and this is the weird one, if you have enemy worms in a chunk near your base, it's active. That one's kind of weird. Like, for example, right down here we can see, oh, it's even like showing us. That's weird. Oh, it's because we just scanned those. That's why. See, there's a big worm there, but it's not active. There's one worm right there, and that chunk is active. There's a worm in this one, and that chunk is active. There's a worm right there, and that one is active. And here's the reason why I claim that. Oh, man. By the way, robots really kill your frame in UPS. Just saying. They really do. See, I'm down to 16. I was at 30, and now I'm down to 16. And I'll show you about those chunks here. I'm going to run down and attack them real quick. And it's just kind of funky. So, like, if you have Factorio buildings, that's an active chunk. If you have water or oils, so like, for example, notice right here on the minimap, you can see me. I'm this chunk. You can see the chunk that I step in is always active. This chunk here is active. Wow, I'm at 11, 10, 9. I was waiting for 8, but we never got to it. Yeah, 425 chunks are active right now. So, as you can tell, if you look at my minimap, or my map here, every single one of these chunks has one of my, not as bad as belts do. Well, they all affect it, Sid. They all definitely affect it. Each one of these chunks that are right here that are live has one of my roboports in it. And since my roboports are in a grid, oddly enough, you can tell. It's like, oh yeah, these are where all of the roboports are, is where those active chunks are. But yeah, this water here is keeping these chunks active. Okay, I've got that too loud in my ear. I can't concentrate with. Wow, YouTube. I'm still waiting on my laptop. It's doing dumb things. Seriously, I'm still at 11, 12 frames. So stupid. Okay, so if I run down here, we got one active chunk, right? So this chunk right here. No, I'm off by one. This one is live because it's got a base in it. This one has a worm in it, so it's live. Let's see here. This one has a base in it, so it's live. Step up and over. This one has a base in it, so it's live. This one has a base in it, so it's live. So as I hit each of these, see, this one was live. These are live too. And here's the part that annoys me. I turned off alien expansion. Like, if you pay attention to the early few episodes, there's no aliens. Like, the aliens are not regrowing or replanting themselves. There's no alien spread. I turned that off on purpose. Now, since I put one of my mods on and then ripped it off, it turned on alien spread again. So now the aliens keep replanting. Like, if the aliens didn't keep replanting, this would be a lot smoother because I would push them back so far and then they wouldn't be active. But because of the way it's currently set up, they keep turning themselves on, which is driving me nuts. Alrighty, let's run up here. But yeah, pretty much anywhere where there's liquids, it's active. Anywhere where there's roboports, it's active. Anywhere where there's robots moving, they're active. That's all I meant. Yes, I know that, but there's some more in the mechanics of how belts act than bots. There is more in the mechanics of how belts act than bots. The belts are actually weird because it depends on if they're live or not. That's the weird one. If you have a belt that's like this, but it's not doing anything, it's not using very much. If it's full and moving, it takes up a lot more. If it's full and stagnant, that one, I'm trying to remember. There was a thing I saw earlier on that one. I don't remember on that one. I'd have to double check that one. But this is just, everything that I'm telling you right now are things I've observed, like, in the last half an hour. Because literally I've been running around with all my stuff on like this, checking everything. Because it was driving me nuts that it was doing it. And here, let me, here's another one I can show you that'll explain my ideology here. Active entity by chunk count. Where's the other one? Not polluted values. We could list active state. That's the one, active state. Okay, so if they are red, they are not active. Okay? If they have the red circle on them, it means they are not active. It means they're not moving, right? So like this one's flickering. Oh, see, now that one's flickering as resources are being pulled in and used. This guy, they're all active except for this one, for some reason, keeps flickering where it is not active. Now, I want to turn the one off because the one is not necessarily the one I wanted. The active entities on chunk count. That one I didn't want. F4. And this is the interesting one because it tells us a lot about, like, see, these machines are still working. And here's the funny part. If you notice, 3 chunks are active. Okay? This chunk, and this chunk are all active. If I had, say, built this setup in one single chunk, I'd only be keeping 1 chunk active to run this process instead of 3. Kind of funky. For example, I had where all of these e-locomotive power providers were like down here, and so I had 2 chunks active because apparently these guys were using power too. Let me set him down. Yeah, see? If I have him in his own block, that is now an active chunk. But if I rip him up and pull out, see, now that chunk disappeared again on the map. So where was that guy at? Let's put him back down. So what I did is I'm like, hey, since these are going to be active anyway, they might as well be in the same square as a Roboport, because that Roboport chunk is always going to be active. So I pulled that off that way. About a hour ago, I was at 540 chunks active. And now I'm down to 400. So I've been slowly like optimizing it and looking at it. See, here's the other funny one. This is the one that I don't understand. These machines supposedly are slowing down the pollution or the evolution level. Supposedly these are lowering the evolution level, but they're like not doing anything. This chest has been filled up once, it's pulled that much out, and I've seen 0 change because of this chunk right here. So I'm actually going to rip this up and get rid of it, because if you look at it, they have the circle on them. These are live. So these are keeping 4 chunks open, and almost 5 chunks open, and not doing anything with it, which is kind of funky. Okay, apparently I can't pick these up using the tool. I drag over them and it doesn't do anything. Yeah, see, look at that. It ignores these when I go to pick up the crap. So you notice the chunks are already disappearing again. Oh, see, that's another chunk shutting down. Except for now I've got too much of this crap in my inventory. Can I get a cell chest or something? Where's the nearest cell chest? Oh, I need to put that down so I don't have that grid open. I don't need you. Where'd he go? See, and so this chunk down here, map, so this one building is keeping 4 chunks active. Kind of funky. Oh, thank you, technology. Build me... I've actually stopped using radars for the simple fact of the same thing, where they cause too many problems. Let's do lab research. Lab research is always fun. So this one building, because it's touching 4 different squares, is keeping these 4 different squares active. Now, mind you, this one has movement anyway on a belt, so this one chunk here is going to be active anyway. But this one has nothing going on, nothing is happening, but the building is in it, so therefore this one is lagging. Now, trains, I'm still trying to figure out how the trains versus chunks work. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Mainly just because I haven't looked at it. But let's see here. So, like, this one has a roboport, so it's live. Over 2, there's another roboport, and so that one's live. This one, I'm trying to just empty out all the coal into these guys, and then we'll be good there. Now, I need that chest is the problem. Here, let me just drop a chest here. We're going to dump all this crap in it. Yeah. Okay, so now we're done with that one. Okay, so now this one is now out. This one is still live, but that's because there's a water in it. Do I have a long enough reach that I can run this without it? Let's follow this as far down as we can. What about this way? Is there something up here that is live anyway that I can put it in? There's a water here. Okay, so we'll go water. Oh, but this one's reaching. Okay. Water. Now let's see. Oh. Let's see where we can put this one. See, it's just a hair too long is the problem. See, so now this chunk is going to stay active. Now here's the one that I'm a little confused on. If I run down here, for some reason, this chunk is active. And this chunk is active. But, here's the funky part. Watch this. Watch the screen. It's no longer active. I rip up the worms in just these 2 chunks, and they both are no longer active. This one has worms in it, but is not active. So this one had worms, was active. This one had worms, was active. Tore up the worms, they're no longer active. These ones have worms, but are not active. Which makes me wonder, do chunks that have had engagement stay active after that? So like, let's say I threw down, let me grab a, I want a laser. Where's a buy chest? Buy chest. I want a laser. Give me, I want 1 laser. Okay, and this block we're in is not active, right? I put the laser in it and I step out. It is active now. This chunk is now active because there's a laser in it. Rip it down. It's no longer active. Laser. Active. This one, see, look at this. Enemy alien big worm. I kill it. Oh, maybe. Can't see. Where's my bots? Rip that up. There we go. It still has the thing on them, even though they're dead. See, that one's weird too. This one has the 2 worms in it. I killed both worms, but the chunk is still active. And then something to note, certain chunks will try to stay active just because I'm within reach. Like, for example, the water. When I was up near the water, it would keep the chunks active just because I was there, which is kind of funky. Now, over here, I want to see, what's this chunk? This chunk has the roboport, so that's why he's live. What about you? You have a Roboport. You're alive. You have active belt. You have active belt, so you're live. What about over here? You have a building in it. That's why you're alive. You have active belt. You have active belt. So technically, I could move this entire operation down into this one chunk. Just shift the whole thing down, and it would only be one chunk live instead of 4 right here. Another funny circumstance, though, if you look at the map, this chunk is not live. So we're looking right there. So I'm right here. This chunk is not live, but it has lasers in it. This is a learning episode for me. But I've actually started running around and just ripping up the extra lasers and worms because some of them cause the chunk to be active, some of them don't. And I don't know 100% why. It doesn't explain that very well. Alright, so this one's going to be... yeah, that one's going to be a Roboport. And I want to get rid of these worms again. See, and then as soon as I come over near the water, all the water's live again. And it's because of the stupid fish. They're active chunks because of the stupid fish. Oddly enough, the solar, nothing. There's no active chunks with the solar at all. Okay, the train activates chunks as it goes through. These robots following me activate chunks as they go. So he'll be in this one, and then that one's got a building in it, so it's going to stay live. Yeah. Alright, so what about you? Okay, you have officially got all your stuff, so let's rip you up. And then we're going to rip up the box and see what it does to the chunks. It's going to be great. Now, this was the chest, or the building that was in the upper base that I picked up and brought down here. Alright, so right now, is there anything live nearby? The answer is no. This guy here, though, is touching 4 different bricks. This one is going to stay active either way because it's got a train on it. But I'm going to still rip him up. And we're watching right over here on the mini-map. Those 4 chunks right there, right? Yeah, because there's a Roboport there. Okay, so these 3 chunks, we're looking to see if they disappear. Yep. Those 3 chunks just disappeared. So that's 3 less chunks now. We're now down to 389 chunks. We've gone from 500 and whatever down to 389 chunks. 389 active chunks. So those are now gone. What I'm learning is how the entire purpose of this thing I'm doing here is to find out how your active chunks affect like your FPS, UPS, as well as efficiency for like building your base. Because, and this is just a thought in my head, if you're gonna build a base, a jumbo base, your entire outside perimeter of your base is gonna be like just barely nicking your chunks and causing them to be active when they don't need to be active. Now, if you're running a gargantuan computer, you don't care because, you know, it'll handle it anyway. The hard one for me is and I want someone to explain this to me. Those worms were keeping those chunks active could have been monitoring what looked like a biter base that was close to you in the southeast. Let me run back down there and check this out, because that's the exact one, Sid, that I'm curious about, because I don't know. I've done a little bit of like experimenting with it. Do you think it's proximity to base is what determines that? Okay, because right here we got a worm there, worm there, worm there, worm there. These are blue. And we had one biter there. What about up here? Up here we got a bunch of worms hiding in the trees. Okay, so now all those are dead. And we have one here. And one here. Something is over here. And it's moving. That was a robot coming to me. Okay. Now, I've ripped these up, and they haven't shut down yet. But I might be too close still. Let me back off. Okay. See, because I just tore through there and ripped up a bunch of the aliens. One chunk just went inactive. Oh, changed. That one's now inactive. This one isn't. This one is active. That one's not active. They're kind of going away. The middle went. This one keeps changing. But this one's right on the edge where there's probably aliens still running around right there. Yeah, see, they're starting to tweak here. I'm doing the math here on how the active chunks are affected by the aliens. The problem is I have the stupid thing on, or the stupid mod changed it so now the aliens are like spreading again. When I started this world they weren't, and now they are spreading again. And let's do pollution. Yeah, see, our pollution doesn't even get down here. These chunks, this is no man's land, but they're active even though the pollution stops way up here. These guys are active as well along those coasts. And see, this entire coastal range all the way around the top is active when the pollution stops right here. Which is interesting. Because I don't know why. I don't know why they're active. I haven't done anything up there or left anything up there to keep them active. Now, I was going to do a couple of things have changed on this world, which are making me consider stopping it here in the near future and starting up another one. And the main one is the fact that the aliens are spreading again. That's the one. The second is I've explored far enough that it's now getting kind of laggy, you know what I mean, to play. When I start a brand new world, I'm at 60 frames per second in UPS when I first start it. But lately I've been sitting at like 25, and it's just been staying at 25, and it hasn't been going back up at all. And I think it's because there's too much active at any given point now. See, we got these worms here that are not active. Still there, but not active. Ooh, question. Do I have my... Yeah. I've got all this space out here, and I want to start using it. And, funnily enough, these do not keep chunks active. As weird as that sounds, the robots flying around putting stuff down do, but the actual solar chunks themselves do not keep active. Now, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to be able to build. I know I have a giant chest somewhere loaded with pieces of this stuff because I ripped it up. And so until they fly down and like fill that in, I'm just going to leave that as is. Now, how are we doing? What is in that chunk right there? I want to look at this. What do we have going on right over here? Right here we have a train. But that's it. There's just a train here. Empty cargo, full cargo, and or add time passes. Okay. As soon as the train leaves, the chunk is still live. There's a train station there. But the train station on this one is not in an active chunk. Something is keeping this active, and I don't know what. Interesting. Gonna leave him alone for a minute. This guy has water in it. This guy has water in it. Okay, so this chunk, isn't that great? This chunk is active because one pipe is dumping water into this building. Gotta love that. The water is the one that still ticks me off, though. Just by being near it, just by having it within like 8 blocks of me is active. It's like, right. Now, something that I started experimenting with in my other world, what are we at, 6 billion? F4, we're going to slow down some of this stuff for a minute. Detail info, we're going to shut you off. How many chunks are we at? 390 approximate. Okay, we'll shut you off for now. And then we're going to get rid of active state, and we're going to get rid of chunks, and we're going to get rid of grid. Should be back to normal, right? There we go, back to normal. So, oh, actually, hang on. Where was my grid? I want to keep the grid on for now. Whoop, not escape, F4. There we go. And here's why. And this is where I'm just curious. The one thing I'm considering here is, and I'm trying to decide if I want to or not, I'm considering with how laggy it gets when I try to expand on this base. I can't really expand anymore on this base. That's the problem. Every time I try to, it just the frames per second drops to like 10, and so I can't do anything. This map has almost gotten too big for me to be able to do anything else. And at this point, I'm trying to decide, because how far are we into this one? We're only half an hour into this one. And here's my thought. I really want to start a new map. So sue me. I kind of want to start a new map. This one has been fun. It's been a ton of fun. I love what I've done. It's been a total hoot. I'll keep it, and I'll, you know, keep hitting a bunch of stuff on it. But I kind of want to finale it and then start a new one. Because the issues that I've had with this one are just that the enemies are re-expanding. Which, I don't know, is that possible to shut off? Sid, do you know how to, do you know if that's possible? Is it possible for me to just be like, hey, we're gonna, you know, get back into that setting and just change it so that they don't spread anymore? Because that's the biggest thing that's really killing me on this one, is once that mod flipped that switch back on, I haven't enjoyed it as much. Because I was like pushing enemies way back, gaining territory and everything, and now it's just like meh. The other thing I want to do on my next map is I'm going to give it a maximum size. So like I'll go so far and I'll hit a black wall and be like blurk, and I'll be like, this is it. This is as far as I go. Sander Boss, how you doing, man? Because yeah, that's the two things I wish I could change on this current world, is give it a maximum size and then make it so the enemies didn't expand anymore. And then I could just like build and take over as I wanted from there. I'm trying to decide here. Where did my... Here you are. Chest. Let's dump you, dump you, dump you. The other thing in general that I've been doing is I've been trying to rip up the base up top here. What are you guys missing? Oh! That's right. I don't have any more of those power bits right now. F4. Let's get rid of grid. We don't need the grid anymore. Did you guys just grab something from me or hand me something? I'm a little confused now. You've got 10 billion things of wood, as well as all my piranha cores. Yeah, the biggest problem is on this one, it's been a good run. It's been a very good run, this world has been. It's been a ton of fun. But I think I'm about done. I'm about ready to give it a... About ready to retire it and start something new on a fresh world. And something I'm considering, the next world might end up being a... It might be, you're going to check it? Sweet. Yeah, let me know, Sid. If you can figure out how to turn that on or off, that'd be fantastic. The other thing I'm considering is seeing if I can do a... My next world is going to be a death world. A Doom death world. The next one after this one will be a Doom death world. With all the mods and everything. But it'll be a set size. Enemies won't expand. But like they'll grow like crazy, or they'll attack like crazy. And I might even, there's one more mod I might turn on that I have installed, just not enabled. Just because it's a dirty jerk move. Oh, that reminds me, I have... There it is. Living wall is now one of the mods I added. Allowed me to have like living wall and stuff, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, that's right. Your station is no longer alive. Everybody, please hold. We're waiting on Sid to look something up for me real fast. Gersh, someone just followed, but my thing doesn't tell me. My thing doesn't tell me who did it. Hang on, where's my dash? Is that the one? Yes, I can. How do I do it? Sid, how do I do it? What's the difference between living wall and normal wall? Living wall. My name is Trez. Just followed. Thank you, sir. Good sir for that. Sorry, I had to turn that file on. Oh, it's a command line? You're Sander Bros. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool, bro. Okay, hang on a sec here. Oh. Available commands are give us second permission, alert, ban, alert, clear, color, command, config, ignore, kick, There we go. Map setting enemy expansion enabled equals false. Ha! Ha! We did it. Realm of Darkness, how are you doing, darling? Alright, fix that. So now the enemies aren't going to expand on me. I'm so excited. I can, like, go kick their butts now and feel good about it. Oh, why am I pink? Cyan, baby. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. I swapped to cyan a little while ago playing, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, something's missing. Alright, so we're gonna run down and I'm gonna go kick some alien butt now that they're gonna stop expanding on me. I'm just gonna like run out into the middle and just like tear a hole right through the middle of their base. Wah! Wah! It's my laser noise. Wah! The real seekers, I just have to kill the buildings, and then it's like, all right. It's called regaining control of my life, you know, taking out all the bases. I'm like, I don't want any of all y'all's. All y'all's gotta go. The one that I was going to turn back on, which even with that change, I might turn it back on anyway, is there's one that makes it so that the enemies purposefully attack you, like, all the time. And it's, what's it called? Gotta love the $200 million suit, huh? Running through enemy bases with the $200 million suit on. Holy crap, this is a big base! Something I've been noticing, it looks like the enemies are not necessarily as expanded the further out I go. Like, I'll step out so far and the enemy bases are big, but they're not, like, producing green behemoths immediately, you know? Which would make sense that the ones that you're closest to would be getting ticked off more versus globally have them all be getting ticked off and then just wrecking you, because that'd be ridiculous. That'd be like an alien race coming and attacking Earth. How art thou? I'm alright. I'm like, can't complain. I've been waiting for a beating all day, and the service around here is terrible. Sorry, it's the new Pirates movie. The new Pirates movie. Which is weird, but man, it's pirates. Question for all y'alls. I have a question for all of you. Do you care more about a universe that movies are set in, or do you care more about the quality of the individual movies? Which do you care about more? That is my question for the stream right now. I want to know what you guys think of that question. Because here's the issue I've been running into with movies lately. As you guys ponder that question, the issue that I've been running into. Okay, Realm of Darkness, for you it's quality. Okay, and here's why. Lately there's been a lot of movies coming out from a universe, and the universes are awesome, but the movies are kind of you know? So like, for example, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my favorite TV shows. Because they cut out half the book. Yeah, a lot of them have to do with whether it's book-based or whether it's like its own individual universe. Something like, for example, Wonder Woman was a phenomenal movie. Great movie. Everyone loved it. The critics loved it. The fans loved it. People that had never heard of it loved it. You know, Wonder Woman was fantastic. Batman vs Superman was you know, and a lot of people hated Batman vs Superman, and that kind of immediately gave a sore taste to the universe, this universe that they were creating with it. But they're going to continue. You know, they've got Aquaman lined up. They've got what is it, the Flash or Zipman, whatever the heck, that guy. They've got that one lined up. There's a ton of movies in this universe that they're planning on. But kind of Batman vs Superman kind of gave the universe kind of a feel. But then from just watching Wonder Woman, it's like, okay, they can do things well with this universe. But then on like the flip side, you've got this Pirates of the Caribbean universe, which is fun, really fun. Now the last two movies have gotten kind of receptions, but the universe is still fun. You know, it's still pirates. It's not, you know, as good as like the first one or the second one or whatever, but it's still good. It's still pirates, for crying out loud, you know? And that's where I'm curious, Realm, because like certain ones they do a really good job, and it's really fun for the first bit. For, you know, the first half of a universe is really good, and then the second half sucks. But then it's like, is it universe that you care about, or is it the individual movie that you care about? And that's where you have to draw the line. Because there's a lot of really good universe, and I was listening to a group talk about this the other day, where they posed the question, is it possible for a Star Wars movie to come out where you hate it? Solely based off of the fact of, it's the Star Wars universe. It's fun. Like, Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 kind of were iffy, kind of sucked. A lot of people didn't like them, or had really like mediocre or meh receptions to it. But it's like, you know, like I don't think I'll ever hate a Star Wars movie. The fact that it is the Star Wars universe, I'm going to enjoy it. Mind you, they might slaughter some movies, and like I'll watch it once and go, okay, that was weird or that was dumb, but the universe was still fun. You know, it was fun to play in. So, something I'm considering, because now with that command that Sid helped me find real quick, we are now capable of ripping up a bunch of this stuff and continuing to harvest and dump into our system. The last episode, or half episode, we were running into the issue where we were not able to burn through our resources fast enough. So like our copper is completely full. Like, so completely full that we've like run out of things to do with it. And so the idea on this one is we want to find ways to sell or use or burn up resources. So we're going to try and do, let's see here. We have circuit production. We don't have red circuit production yet. So today we need to do red circuit production. We need to find our, yeah, plastic is right here. What is your deal in here, plastic? You use a lot of petroleum gas. But you're not getting any oil. Or minimal amounts of oil. Interesting. I don't care about the quality, but the plot and how it plays out. Okay. That's a fair assessment of movies. Here's the one issue I'm running into with this setup. In here, it's like 100%. Running just fine, 100%. In here, it's like half, and then by here, coming in, it's like non-existent. Which really makes me kind of worry, because it's supposed to be creating oil just fine. And according to this, it is. Hang on, there's a pipe. Where's it at? Here. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Okay, all right. We're okay. Now what about in here now? Not still. Okay, let's do that again. Let's get 2 more of those. Now from this side, this is the part I'm, okay, so this is the, okay, so let's do an input here. Input. Okay. And then let's do another one here. Holy cow, we just figured something out. Now I want to watch this for a sec. Okay. Because it's basically pulling it out as fast as it can create it. That's the thing we're running into. See, notice, with what we're currently doing with our oil there, we're only managing to keep the first, like, 6 to 8 to 9 happy. The rest are not happy with our oil. Attracts all fluids from nearby pipe. So the question is, what if we do... I need a blueprint. Let's say we grab this guy. Okay? And we're going to just set him up right there. In fact, let's do it 2 more times. Let's do it a lot. Alright, what bits are we missing? We're missing... regular pipe, 50 regular pipe, and then 30. No. Problem is I have those pieces, I just don't know where they are. Alright, well. Yo, bro. I require... Yeah, this is the new thing that we're going to be playing with later. Not this world, but probably the next one. If you need more fluid, you can up the tick rate interval on those purple and yellow tubes, I think. The same way you can increase, decrease power in and out. How do I do that, though? How do I do that? I'm not sure how to do that. The issue that I'm running into right now, my name is Trez, is that I'm not producing enough oil now on the far side. Now I'm actually transporting the oil fast as it can through, but now I'm not producing enough. That is what we just discovered from it. But I need to get, what was it, this guy, and I needed, what, 40? And then I needed pipe. Okay. Oh, I don't have the, oh, maybe I do. I do, okay. I was like, I don't have the, oh, I don't. Yep, just ran out on the tail end. Alright, well. You guys have water all the way through? You do. Okay. You're missing coal, and you're missing a handful of modules. Yo, bros, where did you take all my modules to? I might have accidentally set down a bunch of modules, and I had like 1,000,000 of them. And I'm not sure where my robots put them. Is it right here? 22? Yep, that'll do. Okay. Yeah. Not having the aliens spread is very important to me, the way I play. I don't like having them spread on me. It's really annoying. Okay, so we're going to do another 2 here. That gives us 1. We need 2 more. Just like that. Whoop. 1 there, 1 there. Okay, and then we're going to go up and then in. Perfect. Up to there, into there. Like that. Okay. Awesome. So that's going to get us more oil. But we don't have our oil going anywhere at the moment. So I'm probably going to end up throwing a pump on. How do the modded modules work? The modded modules are from the Alien Loot Economy mod. And basically, as you fight and kill enemies, your alien, the hyper modules, evolve and grow stronger and bigger. And what ends up happening is their power increases every time they evolve, or every time you level up. So like right now they're at 22% energy consumption, 22% speed, and 22% productivity. And every time I level up, they go up by 1%. Eventually you get to the point where it's 100% energy consumption, 100% speed, and 100% productivity. But that takes a very, very long time to get to that point. Let's set you up. Now I'm kind of curious. I want to try setting up a pump right here. Okay. And then that's staying full. Okay. And then how's our oil doing on this side? Just like that. Check that out. There we go. I was gonna say, this is supposed to be basically full. The way this is set up, it should be a full stream of plastic basically. And it wasn't before. I was looking at it and I'm like, it's not very much. So do you have to make 22 dedicated assemblers to get your level 22, or how do you make the highest tiers? So the highest tiers, it's the same recipe every time, it just increases in cost. So for example, to make the hypermodules, you're using, it's just so many plates. Like a level 1 is I think 20 plates, and then it's another 10 every level after that, or something like that. Yeah, that's right. It's another 10 after each time you level up. So like right now it's 440 alien plates to make one hypermodule. Now, and I'm trying to remember, I don't remember if they changed this or not. They changed it at one point, I don't know if they changed it back. Let's say I wanted to make hypermodules. You can still, okay. Because basically the way you do it, if you want to have mass scale hypermodules, is you build a building, or you place a building like that. So what you'll do is you'll grab like something like this, and then something like this. And it's basically like this. You get the ore from killing aliens. You kill aliens, they drop the ore, you smelt the ore, so you run the hypermodules in the smelter so you get extra ore for free, right? So this is what, 88? Yeah, 88% productivity for 4 of them. Mind you, our energy consumption is up 88%, and our pollution jumps up from, what is it, 3 or something? What's our pollution normally? 1.2 pollution up to 2.5 pollution, right? But basically you kill aliens, get the ore, smelt the ore, get extra ore, create the modules, get extra modules using the modules, right? So you feed the system in on top of itself over and over and over again to get better results over time. That's what you end up doing. And then I think, trying to remember how the leveling up works as far as time. I think as it levels up, it'll actually auto change it in the building itself. Like it'll tell you automatically that it's doing it. So, but yeah. Anyway, so this guy is working just fine now. We got explosives, we got piranha cores, we got batteries and plastic. We also have some lube, which we're currently not doing anything with. I don't think. No, it's currently not plugged in. But last I checked, one of our things actually changed the recipe, and I don't know why. But apparently the recipe is different now when building... Where's that building at? This guy. Yeah, these guys used to take lubricant, and something changed the recipe on me, so I'm not sure for certain. I do know that I'm getting the majority of the basic bits are being automated for me now, but for some reason it doesn't have that other piece. So we're gonna get some red circuits going here. Plastic, electric, and copper. Which I'm wondering, okay, thanks for the explanation, not able to use in the current world as I set on peaceful mode, but I can use it next time. Yeah, for sure, man. It's a really fun mod. It adds another level of interaction between the aliens, because like for the technologies, you get the plates from the ore. You can make hypermodules ore for cheaper, technically, especially once you hit, well, I don't know. The way that the alien hypermodules scale, there's no point in getting like alien module 5s, because the resources invested in one alien module 5 is so much more than going with the hypermodules, and the hypermodules are better anyway. So I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, basically they got really good drills, accumulators, solar panels, and alien magazines, which do a lot of damage. It's a higher scale weapon for you, which is pretty sweet. Now we need red, but here's the question. Here's my question. could I... Where's my... I want to grab it from right here to right here. And here's why. This is fantastic. This entire process of what I'm doing right here is great. Problem is, it's not big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let this run out. And once it runs out, I'm going to rip up that building and drop a big building right here. And that way I can feed 4 streams of copper wire into this building, and then potentially up to 8 streams of copper wire into this building. That way, instead of me having to produce wire in this building, I'll be able to just feed it in. And I'll just have one building that just specializes in wire, because I need lots of wire for these two. Now, blue, and I want to look at this before I get too far here. Blue... Oh, that's super easy, actually. Oh. That's like... Oh. Okay. In that case, I'm going to set up this building to probably produce red and blue, if it's that cheap. The problem here is that these guys, if you look at them, they're fed in so that they're instant. The problem is that means it's going to take forever to get the resources out. Do I have somewhere I can dump this? Yo, right there. Nice. Yeah, so we got... This is kind of the setup I'm going to try to do with the other one as well, but it'll look a little different. You know what I mean? But it'll be something similar to this. How close are you? You're finally running out of ore. Finally. But it's still going to take forever to get all this ore. Give me your ore. Okay. Now, green takes 3, red takes 4, but it's built on a... Alright. Alright, that's, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's doable. These suckers are fast. It's a great way to do wire. I'm just saying. It's a fantastic way to do wire. Because you're feeding directly into it, and then it immediately processes and immediately feeds out at maximum speed. Are you guys done yet? Give me that. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do, but it does the same thing, oddly enough. It's a lot of wire. Look how fast it's feeding, too. Holy crap. Okay, so from this side, we're going to actually rip this up. Let's rip you up to about right there. And then we'll set this up in the next building. I'm freezing for a solid 8 seconds every 5 minutes. Is anyone else having this problem, or is it because you're from Europe? I don't know. To be honest, my internet provider is kind of shaky, but that's what I got, so I'm kind of stuck with it. I keep arguing with them to get it better, and they haven't really fixed that for me. Yeah, it's... I know it does it, but I don't have any control over it, sadly. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay, so we have... Okay, you're feeding normally, that's fine, but we gotta adjust where you're coming out of at, because these guys are in the wrong spot. Copper, where you at? You. Gosh dang it, man. Making messes on me. Gonna rip all these guys up. Okay. Yeah, I plan to try to get that fixed as soon as I can. The problem is I'm dealing with the internet company, and they are not the most, like... They're not, like, the most competent, you know what I mean? Which is really annoying, because I'm trying my best, and they're not helping, so... Now, the nice thing is that the Reds take a time. They have a time frame on their building. And so that'll give me... There we go. And then I have one more here. Okay, and then we're going to go this one right... Just like that. Notice the way this is designed, I can literally stick a building right here. I can stick a giant building right there and still be able to feed stuff to and around it. Kind of cool. Hands me a cold drink. Oh, you're the man. I'm about due for some Red Bull. Okay, so we got you feeding in that there. Okay. So what we have here is a chest. And then we're going to feed 2 in. But here's the question. Let's sit you in right there. If we grab our blueprint, this guy. Have I tried lowering my bitrate in OBS? No, my bitrate is fine. The problem is the internet providing. Because here's what happens. It's perfect where it is. 95% of the time. And then it'll randomly drop, like my bitrate will drop to like 2 for like 30 seconds. And then jump back up to like 9. It's the internet provider. It sucks. I have no control over it. And yes, it makes me grumpy. Let's try that. And then that. Is there a strategic reason I use a warehouse for my copper input? Removing it shouldn't break your build, I don't think. Which part, Sander? What do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got plenty of outputs for this. The question is this one little building going to be able to feed both of these at the same time? That's the question, because I don't know. Oh, but I need more... We're at what? 22? Yes. Alright, 22. Whoa. Not that one, this one. Holy crap, freaked me out. In the factory building you're standing in right now, there's a warehouse that is useless. This guy here? This warehouse right here? It's a buffer. And here's the reason why. The entire setup is designed so that every single belt will always be 100% full. No matter if one is doing more or less or whatever else, it doesn't matter. It's all about just keeping 100% balance. It means I'll never have 5 out of 8 running at full speed while 3 are getting gypped. That is the point. It's just a buffer. That's all it does. It also makes it easier when I just have lots of outputs that I'm trying to feed from. You know what I mean? Your latency to me is 93 seconds. The latency is 93 seconds? I don't understand. Because the thing is with my internet... Hang on. My thing when I checked it last, I'm at... my upload is 10, but it sits more comfortably around 7 to 8, so I run at about 7.5, and then once every like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, it drops down to 2. At my upload speed drops to 2 for like 10 seconds, and then goes back up. It's my internet. My internet just sucks like that. My provider. And I've talked to them many times about it, and they're like, we don't know what's causing it. Sure. Of course you don't. You're just a really big internet provider. Of course, you have no idea why your stuff doesn't work. I'm in town. I'm right next to one of their hubs. But for some reason, it lags. Okay, so... the one uses 4 100% of the time. This guy uses 4 100% of the time. But they're like... whoop. It's not like I'm kind of using 4. Like, no, it's 4 full belts worth all the time. Shouldn't have to balance it, right? Sander, kind of. You're right to a point. You are right to a point. The problem is most feeding methods are not 100%. You know what I mean? The part of this is it by having just a hub in general. If you look at it, I'm taking 4 inputs and I'm dividing it out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm splitting 4 into 14. How do you do that? How do you balance 4 into 14 cleanly? You know? It's possible to do it, it's just not very convenient, you know? 1, 2, 3. If I'm sneaky, I can sneak 1 more. Okay. Can I manage to... okay, I can do it from that guy. And then from here, we're going to go here. And then this one I can just feed directly across. Just like that. Ah, I didn't think of that. Pretty neat. Yeah, it's a good way to split it up. And the idea is as long as I'm feeding enough in on this side, it will always be okay on the other side. So, alright, now this guy, we're actually going to sneak him through. This guy, we're going to come about right here. Now I did it. Now I done it. Okay. And those guys are all full. Good, good. Now the idea is I'm going to have one here as well. So these guys will feed into this one. These guys will feed into that one, and it'll be just peachy. Now, how many more? We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. It's exact. Holy cow. Whoop, not there. Okay, those guys are good. Alright, we are completely plugged in across 14 different splitters so far. 14 different splitters. And then you guys, I don't know why you have that one. That's kind of weird. You don't have a splitter on you. There we go. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 we're feeding in. Hiccups. I hate that. They changed the way the loaders work, and then when you flip the direction, they dump it onto the floor instead of feeding it back into this. So it's like, what the heck, man? Okay. And then sweet. Okay, so this is now running completely, which should be feeding this. And it's so close. It's not quite right. It's so close, but it's not quite right. Basically, what's happening here is the very last one on each side is fed most of the time. It's not quite. It's so close, but not quite. Oh, wait. This one had 2 more coming off the top? Oh. 4, 5, 6. These 2. Okay. It's fine. Easy enough. Didn't realize it, but easy enough. Like that. And it's enough that we are producing more than we're using. Just barely, but that's exactly what we want. Now, the idea is to set up red the same way we just set up that one, where it's going to be like this and it'll feed in and one will not be running part of the time. But I mean, we're cranking out circuits pretty fast, so. The idea is we're going to have this one set up the same, except for this is a little funky. This one, because of time, though, we should be able to run off of just 4, not 6. I think. Like this. We should be able to run just 4 outputs feeding into red science because of the speed at which it takes to build. We should be able to run more and use less belts for it. Green circuits are running 3 copper every half a second, while red are running 4 every 6 seconds. So we should be able to do it just fine off of 4. And if not, we can always tweak it so we got 1 more coming out on either side if we need, but we shouldn't have to get to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be able to do it like that. So much wire in my... Ooh, hang on a second. Okay. I was about to freak out. I was like, please say there's a buffer on that. Otherwise, there's going to be 10 million pieces of wire in there, and I don't need it. Here, have some wire. And then you guys need... Okay, we'll feed you under... like that. And then we got 2 more. Like that. Okay, and then you guys perfect. Perfect, should be good. Now, technically, we might be able to rip out 1 or 2 of the end, or like this one on the end and that one on the end. We might be able to rip those out. I'm not 100% yet. Oh. I was like, something's not right. That's not feeding correctly. There we go. Sweet. Okay, now that's running correctly. So we got that feeding that way, that feeding that way. So ultimately, here's what we got. We have 4 copper feeding out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 outputs of wire. So 4 into 10, technically. It's 4 into 14 back down to 10. That's what this setup does. By having these 3 warehouses, we're able to take those ratios and adjust them. Now, technically, if we are way overproducing in one or the other, I could throw a splitter and then route half of one of them back to one of the other buildings. Like if this was producing way too much and this one needed a little bit, I could have one little splitter come off right there and feed into that one. But it should be good as is. That should be perfect. Oh, hang on. Do I got some wire? I got some wire. Okay. We have wire coming out on those sides, and we have copper going in. There we go. So we have copper going in here, and then we have copper going out in those locations. Okay, that should be good there. And then we're going to be doing something similar to the other building, except for we don't have plastic flowing over here yet, because our plastic's right here. So let's go this way. Dope. Now I've done it. Excuse me. I have a request set for these guys. Okay, bots. Okay. Not that I have a request for There they are. Silly bots. I'm like, where's my goods? Oh, you're... Oh. Oh. Might have gone too far. My bad. Oh my goodness, someone is calling me. Hello? Hi. I think so. I'm streaming. Well, I can text you back here in a second if you'd like. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Love you too. Bye. Sorry, that was the missus. Alright. Okay. You say, have we made it yet? Are we to the building? Yeah, we are. Well, I'm glad we finally figured out how those, whatchamawicks work. Good grief, that woman keeps texting me. 7 million text messages. My wife wants to borrow my mom's food processor. That's what I got out of that. Okay, so we've got 2 resources there, and then we're gonna end up with a whoop. That's not what I want. Step back in. Just like that. You can always move the warehouse a bit to the left, and you aren't using the side facing the wall. It's true. You can press rotate on underground belt to let it transfer items to the other way around. Placing it around is suddenly much easier for turn around. It's true. I'm just too lazy to do it that way. You are correct, though. You can definitely do it that way. Whoa, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay. So we now have copper coming into this side. We've got our 2 resources here. We just got to build our setup. Badump. Maybe. Badump. There they are. Alrighty. So we now have, from this setup, we now have green and, or we have green science and plastic, and a crap ton of copper to work with. Which means we can now set up a chute right here to make red. We can set up a chute right here to make red. Although, I'm kind of wondering if I might want to do a chute right here. Let's see here. Hang on, let's tweak this. And before anyone asks, I'm doing it this way because I want to. Dang it. It works for the way I play. To do it this way versus just feed the two there and then have splitters that then connect in. This is just the way I like it. So these two are set up good. This is copper here. We can set up, because what I want to do is I want to do a red here, and then yeah, okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set this up so we can do I got plenty of space to move it like that. So let's go there. Doesn't bother me if you use my tips or not, just so you're not missing out on the game, you know. It's true. Hang on, I'm thinking here for a minute. What just happened? There we go. Why don't you try belts more fast? What do you mean, Gabriel? Only one problem with my design here. This sucker's in the way right there. Okay, that's perfect. I like it. So what's up? New mod, new belts? Oh. I'll have to check that out. Alright, so let's set up a second one here. Oh, and then let's see here. Plug that guy in. should try is really fun. I can take a peek at that, yeah? Sounds like fun. That's dangerous? Sid, what's dangerous? Now I did it. Now I did it. Nope, 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 nope. Stop that. There you are. Oh, man. Freaked myself out there. I'm like, what did I just do? Perfect. Okay. Fast belts equals less belts on map equals UPS saving. I don't know what mod adds that, but he might need it to be pushing his next base. Faster belts equals less belts on map equals UPS saves. It's true, yeah, that would save time and a lot of energy there. Okay. Like that. Alright, so far so good. Now, where did I... You? You. In fact, you know what? I'm not using that. I don't need it. Let's get rid of it. So what we're watching right now is to see how far we can extend this out before we start running out of resources. Dangerous, me thinking? Yeah, you're funny, Sid. I mean, so far it's handling it like a champ. I mean, check this out. You can place one more assembler on the bottom right side now. It's not asymmetrical. And? Asymmetrically anal people. That should be like a designated sickness. Asymmetrically anal. Shoot, I'm out of... What are we at? 22? Yep, now I've dealt some damage. I need more. Thank you. Still keeping up. I mean, that's impressive. I'm watching the plastic and the green circuit side of the belt, because that's the one that's going to run out on me and give me trouble. But I mean, so far, it's just chugging along, doing just fine with what I got on it. Holy cow. This might be perfect, actually. Let's give it one more. I'm seeing how far I can go before the right side belt can't keep up, because it's getting pulled off faster than I can provide it. In fact, you know what? Let's just go 2 more. And just watch it for a sec. Okay, so this is functioning. Good, good, good. See, that might be too much. Oh man, it is so close. Look at that. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's wrong now or if it's still gonna handle it. Because each one of these cycles keeps approximately two extra loads in the machine each time. Yeah, see now the very, very last one. So it looks like it's gonna work, but the very last one's gonna suffer. Now that that's set up, let's check out our plastic and see if our plastic is keeping up with this. It's not. And that's the next part where we're going to start running into trouble, is when we just don't have enough plastic for it. What do we got here? I mean, you're just about as full as you can be on that one belt. I could technically sneak 1, maybe 2 extra right here. But then I'd have to redo how it's set up in there. I mean, it's like a full belt, though. I mean, it's keeping up on that respect, but... Okay, I think the very last one... Now you have to suppress the asymmetrical thought in your head and ignore the whiny jerk in your stream. Funny. Okay, you guys on the end, we're going to yank you out. We're going to do that. I think that very last 2 is going to be too much. Yeah, the very last 2 were going to be too much for the system. But that looks like it can handle itself right there. Provided the plastic doesn't run out, we should be fine. Oh! It's just barely not keeping up on that side, but it is filling up on this side. Kinda. Here's the thing, though. As we get... Oh. But as the alien loots upgrade... Why not use bacons? Bacons. Bacons? Bacons. What the heck is a bacons? Red. Red, green, sulfur. Oh, right. Gotcha. I was so confused. I'm like, I need something, but I don't know what my deal is. Alright, what do we have here? So you guys look fine. And you are filling up. You are indeed... Okay, that's the right ratio. That is perfect. Oh, this side is one shorter. That's why. That explains why this side is almost completely full all the time and this one is not. Is because this one's got one extra layer on the end. Weird. Well, that works there. And we are cranking out a fair amount of red. Now, let's do... we're going to go like this. And then that giant blueprint, this guy. For the size and scale of our thing, that's as much as we're going to be able to handle. We'll just leave it as is. Now, you guys are not doing that. You're doing blue. Oh, you're doing blue. Right. I forgot, blue is special. To be fair, it looks purple to me. I'm just saying. That's purple. That's not a blue circuit. That's a circle purple. A purple circuit. You know what I mean? Do the alien modules go in beacons? Maybe? I'm not 100% sure what you're asking. Maybe? I'm building gears in my inventory. What kind of a madman am I? Do I have anywhere making gears? Wait. This one. Okay. Gear. Underground. One of those thingies. One of those thingies. And one of those thingies. Just like that. Except for it's only a 3 out and the 1 isn't actually popping out on that spot, but don't tell anyone. You know what I mean? I was going to say something about that, but I was trying to hold my tongue. Yeah, don't talk about it. Okay. So you look great. How about you? Okay. Let's grab this gentleman here, and we're going to yank you over to... Okay. Except for you guys technically don't need this many, but don't tell anyone. Do your OP level 22 modules go into beacons? Beacons are vanilla. I don't know. I haven't tried. They might. I just don't know. Alright, so let's go out. It's going to be great because they need so many green circuits to make. Do you take a really long time to make? You take 10 seconds. Okay, this is doable. Oop, now I did it. Ooh. Apparently, if it has the thingy on you, you can't flip it. Good to know. Red, where you at? You. Bye. Hey, we're almost at 7 billion. Lovely. Okay, so we got red flowing in. We got these guys going here. And you need what? Sulfuric? Yo, Sulfuric, where are you at, boy? Who's making sulfuric? I have one making sulfuric, and that's it. Okay. The real question here is why? Why do I only have one? Do I have a... This guy. Okay. Are we doing stack inserters on you guys? We are. Stack inserter, stack inserter, stack inserter, belt. Lovely. And then... Oh. In that case... Lovely. Feed you there. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm producing enough sulfuric for what I'm about to do. That one might be enough as your blue circuits shouldn't use that much acid and you have some spare. I do have some spare. I just want to make sure that as I expand and build stuff in the future that I will have additional as well. So, you are sulfuric. Where are you going? You're a pipe to ground that doesn't hook to anything. Not sure what your deal is. Are you sulfuric? You're sulfuric. Hey, hey, found him. Well, the question here is, if I were to interrupt him, are you over 1? Yes, you are. Armor Mk3. I don't remember if pipes are kind or not. I know belts are not, but I don't remember if pipes are. Okay, so can I throw a pipe right? Yes, I can. And it's fairly full as well. Good man. Alright, so let's grab fulls and we're going to go... This part takes a minute. Just like that. And I need one extra here to... Whoa. I missed one. Just like that. Underground to there. Like that. Wow, you guys do take a really long time to build. Oh, you don't have any arms coming out yet. Ha ha ha, that's funny. I'm like, man, these are taking forever. They're not coming out for nothing, man. Alright. Okay, now you guys need arms out. There's one space between, right? One space, one space, one space, one space, one space, one space. Okay. All right, blues are now, or purples. Is it blue or is it purple? Because here's the thing. This is blue. Hell, this is blue. Okay, according to this is blue, this is light blue, and this is purple. Right? I'm not that insane, right? Like, that's purple. That's not blue, that's purple. The answer is, I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, man. Second from top. Because it's only feeding that far. Oh, whoops, hang on. Come here, Reds. Still not enough. Alright, well, I can fix that. Alright, come here, boys. We're gonna shift ya. Lovely. Didn't realize these took such an insane amount of green circuits to function. And that's fine. I mean, I don't care. Okay, that's the last one out on that side. Okay. Yes. I hate that with my legs on, I run too fast and I can't do this. I need some reds. Green. I mean, you're feeding in, but you're not like struggling to go back out. Could feed another one there. I'd have to feed another one from somewhere else, though. Question is, can I go right here to... Yes, I can. Okay. Alright, so now I can feed a second green there. Which I think is that one, isn't it? Is that you? Yes, you are. Fantastic. So we're gonna feed you... Okay, and then we're gonna go. See, you're not getting enough still. Okay, good to know. Wow, these take a lot is what I'm learning here. What is my production every minute? No clue. Haven't calculated it yet. Oh, you guys are still working through your sulfur too. That's funny. Alright, let's set up here again. I love how it fluctuates every time I pop out. Okay, and then one there, but this one on the far side's got to change too, because we're not getting enough circuits still. Because this side, hang on, and I'm going to blueprint this one. Yeah, give me that. I want you. Lovely. And then I want... Okay, just like that. Press P to look at production. 3,000 red a second, 20,000 K per minute? Oh, K, 1,000, duh. Huh. It's not bad. I'm producing 3.7 iron versus the 11. 3.7 versus 3.6 on consumption. 1.8 versus the 7.7. Yeah, the copper is the one I need to crank out, or I need to be using more. The damn pen is blue. Fluids. About 20,000. 700 versus the 500, and then 1,000 versus the... That's about right. And then a lot of these I'm not actively producing a ton of. Stone, iron plates, as well as the other ones. Alright, we gotta rip you up because you're in the way, bud. But then we're going to turn around and throw you back down. Except for you guys aren't even right. I want... Okay, and then we're going to do reds out. Hey, it's almost enough. But that's okay. I'm going to feed it the extra green anyway, just because I want it to have it. Yeah, because you guys in the middle are still struggling to get your... Yeah, for sure. Now, can I actually sneak a... No, I cannot. Not from this angle, at least. Where's that going to pop you out at? Right there? Okay. Alright. Now you're flowing in from right here. There we go. What is your problem? This one goes under, that one connects, that one connects. Everything else should be good, right? Yep, our distances are good, everything else looks good. Yeah, that's good. Sweet. Now with this extra green flowing in from this left side now, hopefully all 4 areas of green coming in here. These suckers take so much. So many circuits. Good grief. It's ridiculous, man. I'd recommend you use the Manager mod. When holding a blueprint, you can flip it. I'll take a peek at that. I'll give it a peek. Okay, hopefully that'll be enough now. Now, how are we doing here? We're producing. Purples are in production. Oh, except for, hang on. Okay, so we have green and wire. And then we have plastic and wire. Like that. So we have wire going in. We got that on that side, that on that side. I can't really do pipe with that necessarily. But I now have red and I have purple. Oh, wrong side. Oh, it's all 4, isn't it? Duh. Purples and reds are in production. So now let's throw out a couple. Yeah, we'll throw red there and then purple right there. Oh shoot, except for I need passive provider big chests. I have 1. How much would it cost to... I don't even have it researched yet. Okay. Are you a buy or a sell? You're a sell. What do you got? I need a... Heck, 40, let's do it. It's not like I cram my stinking inventory with crap I don't need. I mean, I've never done that in my life, have I? Perfect. Alright, we now have supply of red and blue. Or purple. Red and purple. Green, red and purple. How are you guys doing? Just fine there. The reds are coming out just fine. The purples are coming out just fine. How about you? You guys are keeping up just fine. You guys are... not as... oh. Interesting. Alright, so everything's looking good there. What does that do to our productivity? We have 2,100 red circuits per minute, of which we are consuming 700. Purples, we now have 600 a minute that we are producing, of which we are consuming 0. And that's fine with me. I need to be producing additional higher tier science next, though. What time are we at? 2 hours and 11 minutes? About time to call it a day, huh? How is this looking? Oh, yeah, you guys are... Yeah, you guys are cell chesting, but I'm not producing. I need to throw down a box right here and be like, yo, this is where we're going to build... Or this is where we're going to process science, you know? I still need to set up a military one, too, which will probably end up being right about here. What were you supposed to do? Because you've got green and... I could potentially set this up to where I'm producing, like, military and blue out of this one building. I probably could do that. And then have them feed up into chests, and then have those 2 feed and those 2 feed, and then have, like, a big chest, or a big building right here to then actually process science to research. I could do all that. It's doable. Alrighty. What time is it? 4:20. I need to check one thing real quick here. Okay. Alright, so I'm hopping off, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging with me. If you haven't, leave a like, subscription, follow, sideways thumb. Don't do thumbs down, thumb downs are mean. Thumbs sideways are okay. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, things, pens. The damn pen is blue, says Sid. Yeah, if you got any comments, thoughts, everything else, leave it in the comments on the video. My streaming schedule is let's see here, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, sometimes Sundays, and then every once in a while I'll poke in a Wednesday or Monday night. But for sure, it's the 3 days are pretty much guaranteed. The 3 days are pretty much guaranteed. The rest of the week is hit or miss depending on my schedule. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging with me, as always, and I will catch all y'alls later.